All right, Sim, we're live.
Come on, everybody, clap your hands.
No, I'm good. The weird music you play.
Hey, Grave Robbers, come on. You didn't
There
get
you
the
go,
theme?
man.
Hunt
I'm too
Showdown,
tired
great
to
game, by
click
the way.
on that.
Hunt Showdown.
Good evening, everyone. It took me a second. I almost said morning. This is the Saturday stream. With me, of course, is my fellow host, Mr. Sam.
Hello and welcome.
And today we have on our guests, Mark Middleton
How's it going, guys?
and SK.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
And today we also have with us in the chat, Mr. Ace. He says, "Hail, hail." And of course, we always we have our chat host, Soul Ion. He says, "Welcome to the Saturday stream where we once again leave the insanity in the world outside, sit down with cool creatives and talk comics." Good morning, Chris, Tim, Steven, Mark, and chat.
Well, good evening.
Hey, good morning.
How's it going, man?
You should just pick the music again. Is this cover version of Crash Test Dummy song?
That's good.
It's the Hunt Showdown theme, and I love that game. That game was really great.
Yeah. That game we only played a couple times.
Mm-hmm. But I played it a bit more before I knew you. But hey,
I see how it is. Oh my! So how's everybody doing this today?
I'm doing good. How about you, Mark and SK?
All good. It's Sunday here in Australia, so I'm in the future. So the world hasn't ended yet. So just thought let you guys know that.
There you go.
Can you send me a DM saying that every morning, like that? I know everything's gonna be okay.
The sun's still gonna rise.
That's a Charles Schultz quote, isn't it? Don't worry about the world ending today because it's already tomorrow in Australia.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Yeah. It's a good way to look at things. It really actually is. It's really optimistic and forward thinking. I like that.
Half glass full.
Yeah. I'm not that, but I definitely like it. I'm a pessimistic kind of guy, I think.
Mr. Hex is with us.
Both.
Hex last night, was it? Yeah, it was last night. He did a closing wrap-up stream with Wise Guys where he was closing his campaign.
Did he closed it, or he closed?
Well, it was its final hours. I'm guessing he went into in demand.
Better.
Better. Beaters Royals. Morning, well, it's 1 a.m. here. Dang on. Oh, that's right. Soul's over in like Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Guten Tag, my friend.
All right. So who wants to go first? We going with Mark or SK first here?
Whichever's fine with me. We can do either one.
Oh, if it's okay if I can go because
that's right. That's right.
I have in about right now about 35, 45
That's
minutes.
what I was gonna say too.
Yep. That's right.
So what are you gonna be talking to us about? I do have a, what is it? Oh man, the sci-fi name is escaping me now.
Terra Olympus.
I have Wish You 1 and 2. I know you had Transhuman.
Yeah. So this is another series that I've got, those are basically the 3 series I'm working on. So the current series I'm working on is Wordsmith. So this one is I'm up to my 3rd volume. I think about a year or so ago I put number 1 and 2 up on Indiegogo, so I'm getting the 3rd one ready. It's a steampunk fantasy adventure, so it's a little bit more kid friendly. So where Terra Olympus and Transhuman, it's a little bit more adult. This one's a little bit more kid friendly. Look, I think I've sent you a Google Drive link for the. Number 1, please, if you love steampunk, if you love a bit of fantasy, please do sign up and put your email down, and I'm happy to send you guys update. but I've got the trailer video ready. If you want to run that, Chris.
Alrighty. Let me bring up the screen.
Don't forget to audio.
Hold on, which one is it? Okay, it's that one.
I love Google Drive.
Me
Okay,
too.
this one. There we go. Alright, I'll go ahead and play it. Oh, there we go.
Wordsmith is a steampunk fantasy adventure. In the next exciting volume of Wordsmith, learn the true meaning of the word honor. Is honor being brave in a fight? Or learning to face your fears? Victoria finds herself having to stand up for what's right. Is that honor? And can her words save her this time? Find out in this volume of Wordsmith, Fear and Honor, the world of Wordsmith. Has amazing characters. Fearsome dragons. Thrilling adventures. And lots of words. All it takes is a word.
Oh gosh, dang it! I just realized looking at StreamYards, I put "Good morning" in the banner. Oh gosh.
It's always good morning somewhere.
Apparently.
It's morning here, so
There you go. You are on theme, and let's leave it at that.
Oh my. But yeah, I remember seeing Wordsmith when you first put the first volume up on a campaign, and I remember thinking that my niece might like that book.
yeah. Oh, look, thank you. Look, the main concept is it's just like words. Anything steampunk. If you ever go into that genre, it's meant to be the big themes that come out of steampunk is hope and invention. So that's where steampunk is a lot of really, really, you see them tinkering. You're always building stuff, and it's a little bit more hopeful. Like diesel punk is more World War II. It's more dark and
Mhm.
fascism. Where if you look at cyberpunk, it's more mega corporations and stuff like that. Steampunk is actually happier. It's actually one of the more
Mhm.
happy punk genres, if you will.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I like it, and it's actually a bit more kid friendly as well because it's that more happier thing. And so in this story, Victoria, she's a wordsmith in terms of she can craft words, and the whole idea and where most of the stories go is she'll craft a word, like say the word home, and she'll give the word home to somebody as a gift. You open the box and the home comes out, and then what happens is that person gets the sense of that word. So if you open hope up, you start to feel hopeful. But where it becomes very interesting is that different words mean different things to different people. So giving the word home to somebody, what is home to them? Is that a place? Is that people? Is that whatever? And so a lot of our words have unintended consequences. Like she gave I think in volume one, she gives the word dream to somebody, but they just realize, oh my God, I haven't lived my dream. And he basically leaves his family just to follow that dream. And it's a lot of those things where words have real effect and they have a lot of unintended consequences. So yeah, so that's the basic premise of it.
Yeah, I'll bring up the Google Drive here.
Yeah. So if you scroll down, so that's the cover. And all my covers basically, I dump all the characters on. I like the whole Star Wars feel for Wordsmith. I love the whole Star Wars type covers where basically you dump every character onto it into the cover, so you can see basically the main characters in there. So if you scroll down a bit, so for example, he opens the word fear. So and he's like, it makes him scared, but there's in book two, what you realize is that um, fear is actually the word brave, because a lot of things I always say is, um, you know, being brave isn't being strong. Being brave is acting in spite of fear. So if you can open up the word fear, if you can deal with it, you're actually opening up the word brave. So there's a lot of those like
Mm.
nuances in
It's
words which I really like.
it's like when I say fearless doesn't mean that you don't know fear. It's mean knowing fear and still going for it. Still
Exactly.
standing your ground. Yeah.
100%. And that's where, and of course, when she gave the word fear to some people, man, it was taken the wrong way. It was like, are you trying to embarrass me? You make me look like I'm scared. Well, it's not
Mhm.
really. And she's trying to explain it. So there's a lot of those nuances of words, which I had a lot of fun with. If you scroll down a bit more, so these are some of the sample pages. So although it's steampunk where steam is still the main energy source, they've just started finding out about electricity, which I have a bit of fun. So they have all these little devices, which almost like tasers, which they use as one of their main weapons. So you can see that's where the electrical sparks come from. If you scroll down a bit more, this is the exciting part. You see them fight. There's a bit of excitement. Again, it's more for kids, so there's no blood, there's no gore, there's nothing too bad. There's nothing to scare people. The worst you can happen, you get hit on the head. It's not too bad. If we scroll down a bit more,
Yeah, you
uh,
I like
try to
the
keep it
anime,
all ages.
and
yeah,
I like the type of like anime vibe to it, like little manga vibe. I love it.
Yeah,
and so,
that's what
sorry.
made me think my niece might like it. She might like this kind of artsy, art style and everything.
My girl, Nana, and Hannah too.
Yeah. So in this next page is a flashback sequence in this one where you see Victoria when she's a lot younger and she's learning the craft of wordsmithing. How it happens, how it works. Because the first two when you, and as you guys know, especially when you're doing independent comics, you really don't know where you're going to end up. Will your volume one be your only volume? You might have built this whole
Yeah.
world, you might build all these characters, but guess what, it might not have just resonated, or you might have jumped to a different project or whatever. So in my volume ones, and most of my volume ones are basically you get thrown straight in. I don't spend the time to explain how things work. It's just basically suspension of disbelief. Assume it works, and I'll tell you a good story on how it works. And I'll tell you a good story with it working. But when you tend to reach about the third volume, which this one has been really well received, um, I get you get the one opportunity as a writer then to go back and to explain how things work. Which, if it's kind of a little bit of a payback, that if you've stuck with if you stuck through 1 and 2, and you get to 3, finally you get the payback of, oh my god, that's how it works. That's how the writer envisioned it. So like I think I've told you before, Sim, I've been really lucky. One of the Canada book supplies really liked Wordsmith. So if you ever get bored, you can check out your public libraries in Canada. I think it's in about the last count was in about 60 different public libraries in Canada
Oh,
have
wow.
as part of its collection.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was. I got really lucky. It got picked up there, and yeah, they thought it was nice, but it's good. So what I'm hoping for is then they pick up 2, and then when 3 becomes available, they'll pick up 3 as well. So we scroll down a bit more. I'll show you, and there's the cute dragon. They're explaining stuff. Scroll down a bit more, and yeah, so you can see. And so on the left, the one with that's volume 1. The one in the middle with the blues, that's volume 2, and the one on the right is volume 1. So what I'm going to say is, because a lot of people may not have 1 or 2. So when I do run the campaign, which is not up yet, unfortunately, at every tier you'll get the PDF of 1, 2, and 3. So at every tier you'll get basically the digital copies of all of it, which means, hey, guess what? If you just want to get physical copy of volume 3, doesn't matter all too much, because you can still read the PDFs of 1 and 2. There is still copies of 1 and 2 that will be added to the tiers when it's available, so you can get all 3 copies. Or if you just want to get the third copy and get the digitals, that's also fine. but I want to make it sure that it opens up to new readers that, guess what? It's all available. And with PDFs as well, I always like to. A lot of different creators do give me PDFs to include as part of the bundle. So there's 2 additional free PDFs as well. So this is on when it does launch on every tier. One of them is Bit Superhero, like Father, like Daughter, and the other one is a little bit more of a genre fit, Boston Metaphysical Society, which is also steampunk. Yeah, so that's really about Wordsmith. So I'm really, really looking forward to getting this, because this is to putting it out, because this is easily one of my favorite stories to write. Mainly because you might find it's actually a little bit more difficult to write for when you have to tone down certain things. Like, for example, you can't, again, no violence, no gore. Storylines have to be a little bit. You can still be sad. Like, don't get me wrong, there is still sadness. The heroes don't always get what they want and stuff like that. So it's not the all happy, all singing, all dancing ending where everybody gets what they want. There's still
Mhm.
there's still orphans. There's still people who get abandoned. There's still a lot of that sadness that comes with it. But to write those themes is actually a lot more difficult than if you're constrained. Where if you write something which is basically for an older audience, man, you can write anything you like. But writing for this, it was actually a lot harder than you think, and having words being the nuances. Man, every issue I had to pick a word which could have multiple meanings to it. And so the first one in the first volume, the word was dream. Again, what dreams are very, very different to different people. The second one was fear. And on the third book, the main word's honor. Again, because it's open to such different interpretations that all the characters react very differently to that word.
Yeah, I need to go and check my contributions. I need to figure out if I've gotten which wordsmiths I've gotten, if I've backed any, because I remember what was it? I think volume 2. Was it volume 2 where you had the one character original art for the one with the little little red panda or whatever there?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So the Little Red Pandas in volume 2.
Yeah, I was because I was wanting to get that one, but I couldn't afford it at the time. But I can't remember now if I got. Dang it! It's gonna bug me. It's gonna bug me because I remember wanting to get this for my niece, and I can't remember if I ever did.
Well, now you have a chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick up all 3, I guess, on this new campaign.
Oh, look, thank you. I appreciate all your support. You've been really, really supportive, and there's a big shout out, like in terms of not just having me on the show, but even backing the campaigns. So look, thank you so much.
Well, yeah, I mean, Terry Olympus was a good book.
Because I know that he's one of the ones that you couldn't back because they wouldn't let you.
Yeah.
That's actually a question from Hex Allen. If you want to pop that one up.
Oh yeah, let me go through the chat here. I've been so distracted here. We got Pops in the chat. What's up, dudes? Hey,
What's
Pops.
up?
Hi, Pops.
Welcome on the show.
And we got, let's see. Hex says Dishonored was a very depressing steampunk. Yeah, Frostpunk was kind of a little down the dumps as well. There it is. How long has SK been working on the Wordsmith story?
Oh, look, I've actually been working on it off and on. The first volume, I think, came out around 2015, 2016, if I remember right. Please don't quote me. I need to go back and check it. So I've been working on the story now for about 4 years. I was actually very, very lucky that Wordsmith was actually picked up by this. I have to say, it's a bit depressing, but February 2020, Wordsmith was actually picked up by an animation company. It was actually what they consider preliminary interest with options to make, and I was really, really excited. So I got to build the Bible. I got to do all that really cool stuff that you do before animation happens. And then, unfortunately, the world shut down in March. And that company basically said to me, look, we're not progressing with this for at least another year. What do you want to do? And look, basically, I just said, look, I doubt anybody's going to touch it for at least another year or so. So we have actually a meeting in a couple of actually a couple of weeks time to discuss, what's going to happen with 2021. But the one good thing about that was that if you guys, especially with other creators, if you've never written a Bible, it's a lot of work, but it actually really gives you a really, really good focus on what you need to write. And I'll probably throw Mark into this a bit. Like, for example, in this in Wordsmith, you don't really in the first two volumes you never met Victoria's mom and dad, but in the Bible you have to say who the mom and dad was, what the relationship was, even if you never explore it in the story. In terms of the Bible, because it's actually given to when you pass a Bible on to the animators, the producers, or whatever, you basically have to tell everything. What was she like in the second grade? What was she like in the fifth grade? Who was her first crush? The Bible has to cover everything, even stuff that will. And when you got to do that, I loved it because it made me think about a lot more stuff in terms of the story than I ever would have to think about. And I think even the world building section for the Wordsmith Bible ended up being close to 50 something pages. And most of this will never ever get used, but they want to see it because that's how big you have to build it. I'll probably throw it to Mark or to Sim when you were doing that verse and stuff like that. Have you ever built a Bible? Have you ever gone to that? I'm going to write everything down.
But that's the thing is I started writing the Bible down, and that's what became Tales from the Netherverse. That's
Okay,
that's the entire thing is I started writing the Bible down, and I'm like, okay, that character, that character, that character. I'm like, I don't know if I'm even gonna get to them, and I'm like, huh. Well, and I got approached at the same time for like, do you want to write short stories for Zidara 9, which was a heavy metal, and I'm like, well, I could introduce short stories one at a time, building that universe, and get people to know them, and then come in with the big story. So that's technically what I was doing, and I decided to make a comic out of it.
Oh, awesome! But it's a real Mark. Have you ever tried writing a Bible? It's for grave robbers.
Well, for Grave Robbers, Grave Robbers is a lot more character driven. So I sat down with the individual characters and I kind of fleshed them out. I mean, I have a lot of backstory for them. I have a lot like pages and pages of backstory, but I have several other stories that I've written, and I have a lot of background information and world building and stuff for some of them, and one of them has like religious texts and stuff like that I've gone in depth into, and it's not easy. It's when you go into detail like that with characters and with with plots and how even just how countries interact within the story itself. It's one thing to write that down, but to implement them into a story is something entirely different. Because you have these you have this subtlety that has to come with it, and it has to come through the story in waves, so that you're not like pointing at the reader and saying, this is what's happening right now, you need to pay attention to this. You want people to pick up on it as they go.
Oh,
So,
definitely.
I
And
wanna-
so, sorry, Sim.
I was just gonna say I want to address the two last comment of Soul. I sometimes dream of a day when Chris starts the show on time. The problem is that right now is that Chris is there on time in body, not in spirit.
Hey, I'm doing better because Facebook and between Facebook and Soul, I'm being forced into starting close to on time.
And then
The
he goes on
soul
by
is-
and then he goes on by saying, "Sim, you're telling me I backed your cheat sheet for not the merc? No, you bought the world building."
Hey,
Yeah,
Boogie
Chris-
Butt's here.
There you go. Hell yeah, man. How's it
Hey,
going?
Boogie.
Hey. Oh no, but what I was alluding to is like, and this is and again, this is a little bit of a pet peeve as a creator for me. Is I can't stand a story which is just pure narration, and I don't mind a little bit of narration, but I've read some books and stuff like that, which is basically say 80% narration. and it's explaining stuff to you, and so many times you want to scream at them, going, "Just show me, let it happen. Don't say why it's happening. Just let it happen, and then let the reader figure it out himself."
If you go
So,
back and you read some of those old Stan Lee books, that is all they
oh
are.
god,
It's frustrating to read, but for kids, it was different. When they were like 5 or 6, I could understand it. But when you're, an intelligent person trying to read those books, it's like, oh my gosh.
I know, right?
oh look, it's evolved since then. Like
Yeah.
I've bought this. Stanley came to visit Australia. This is back, God rest his soul, almost 5, 6, 7 years ago. So I bought the entire Amazing Spider-Man. I think the first 30 issues, they had it all compacted into one big volume. And I'll have to freely admit, I actually hadn't read it at the time. I've read bits and pieces. I actually got onto Spider-Man very much near the McFarlane era, when Venom started turning up. That's when I started getting to Spider-Man. But I actually never read back all the earlier Stan Lee stuff. And the writing's evolved since then. I have to say, as much as I love the character, as much as I love all the world building and stuff like that, his dialogue was really clunky, and his exposition was hard to read. I have to really admit it. And
Yep.
I know sometimes you have to do that first, and you're going back 50, 60 years. You have to go through that period for things to get better. But
Have
man,
you?
But
it was clunky. Yeah.
it just, when I was going back into buying all the collection, because I wanted to complete my collection of Jack Kirby, and they started releasing all the previous stuff in omnibus and stuff like that, right? And rereading the old stuff that he did with Stanley, it's really cringy. It's really it's hard to read. I had an easier reading the what Kirby wrote by himself, like the Fort World. Was
Yeah.
way easy. Was a way easier read. Was way better to read, even though it was still structurally sometimes had problems, but it was an easier read than reading the Stan Lee part, and that was
Yeah.
Look, I think Kirby had something that Steve Ditko didn't have. Kirby went the whole, you know what? They're larger than life, and
Yep.
those hyper exaggerated poses, the exaggerated muscles, and that was really really good because you could extend that in comics when you couldn't do it on TV, you couldn't do it on movies. You could have someone doing a pose that it's impossible, an impossible pose, but a damn cool looking pose. And
Took advantage
Kirby
of stylization to the max.
Exactly. And Kirby knew that, and he understood the medium, which is sequential. As much as Stanley built the characters and stuff like that, nothing taken away from it. Stanley and Ditko didn't push Spider. Like, I think the person who actually pushed Spider-Man into those crazy, amazing poses was still that McFarlane. I would still say with McFarlane way. You had
Yep.
one leg of Spider-Man behind his head, and his other leg, pointing the other direction. Why? Because it looks cool. Nobody
Yep.
would do that, but man, it looked cool.
Because
And
it looks unhuman. It looks spidery. It looked like something you would need to have freakishly flexible.
Exactly. And no, and some of it was no, he's not, you probably broke a few bones doing that pose. It was really, really nice that way. And so that's where I find it if you have that, um, you remove the narration, you remove that. And I think that's where you need to just tell the story. And I think that's very important that you can't say this country is at war with this country. Why say that? If you want to show that the country is at war with another country, you have people saying, "Oh my God, I'm worried about what's going to happen. I'm worried about this," and you allude to it because nobody will come to you and go, "Oh, we're fighting this person." It doesn't make sense. And I'll probably throw back to Mark a little bit. I think that's what you've done, isn't it, with your story? And I had a look at your Indiegogo. A lot of it is basically tell the story first and then have the world building as part of the storytelling.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. With Grave Robbers, it's not. I mean, the story is basically the story. It's just kind of, I have the setting and the plot and everything like that all laid out, but the characters are what drive the story for me. With this particular story, I have a couple of other ones I'm writing a book called the High Executioner, and that's more of a larger world. Wherein there are several different countries and stuff like that interact with one another, and there's wars that have taken place that influence the actual subject matter of the book and the characters that interact in that world together. So that's something that's a lot harder to do. So like you were saying, you have characters that talk about, like the main character of the story, he's a veteran of a war. And that's been a major influence on his life. And you kind of do some exposition and stuff like that, but you try to show through story, like the impact that it's had on his psyche. The reader kind of picks up as they go. They're like, oh, okay, well that obviously would lead to his decision later on in the story, stuff like that.
Oh, and that's the absolute perfect way to tell it. So you want it such that um, let's say he had a bit of PTSD or whatever, however you built the character, or he's a bit more jaded, or he's a bit more angry. So when you write the story bits to it, you don't keep saying, "Oh, I was in the war." You just, like, for example, if he sees brutality, he has no stomach for it. He just goes, "No, not doing that." But you build the character so that his actions reflect his past rather than having him to spell out every single time, "I was in a war. I was in a war."
Right. Yeah, well, with the High Executioner story, the main bad guy is a guy named who's called himself Mercy, and I don't want to get into in depth to it because we're not talking about this book, but essentially he's a psychopath, from a previous war. He kind of mirrors the main character, and he's led himself to the conclusion that death is preferable to life. So his goal is to literally kill everyone. And it's because during battle and stuff like that, he would see the only peace on the battlefield was the dead bodies that were on the battlefield. Everybody else was in pain. Everybody else was upset and horrified. And so the conclusion that his mind came to through a misguided attempt at like mental coping was that death obviously is preferential to life. So after the war, he creates this cult based solely around the idea of death. And instead of, hammering the reader on the head with like, look, he was in a war, he was in a war, he was in a war, you give a little bit of background and you give a little bit of exposition, and then you just kind of let that ship sail out so that people can watch it. And it's a lot, but it's, it's worth it because people enjoy the character a lot more. You don't treat them like they're children. You know what I mean?
Oh, look, the way you described that was intense. I have to say, man, I love a good villain who you understand it, that you actually you can connect with. I mean, you don't have to agree with everything they do, but man,
Right.
that makes sense. Oh, man,
No, thank you.
amazing.
Yeah.
I just gonna put that down to steal one day. No.
I don't. Whoa. You're gonna have to do. We gotta cut the stream. We gotta.
Thank you for the idea.
No. I've
Let's see who does it best first.
I
got a couple hundred more pages.
Start writing and stealing. So don't. But I do have to leave soon. Look, Chris, look, thank you so much for having me on. I love these discussions. Next time I'll try to be on for much longer.
You're in trouble. Mark is gonna have a head start.
I've still got a couple hundred pages left to write. He's got a hell of a head start.
Look, my usual is Soul Ion has shared the link to the pre-launch for Wordsmith. Look, if you like steampunk, if you think this is of interest to you, please do sign up. What I do as well is if especially people who signed up to Transhuman know, I do send a lot of stuff as it's happening, just to show, hey guys, you get the sneak peek. Here's the sneak peek. Here's more and more really cool stuff.
I can tell you it delivers quality because I got my books and I like them. I haven't read them yet because I have a pile of stuff to read, but lots of work to do. But it's high quality and it looks really good.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
And everything that everybody told me that they read it, they really liked it. And it got here pretty goddamn fast, really. And
look, I make a point. I've delivered on everything. So I don't launch I don't start, I don't launch, I don't do any more until everything's been shipped. So I make that a really big point of mine. The only thing I have to say is, look, and I have to thank people for their patience, because when the world shut down in 2020, what was going to take 3 to 4 weeks was taking 3 to 4 months. And I thank everybody for their patience, because if
Yeah.
you were just unlucky to be in the wrong place,
Mhm.
man, the mail was shut. They shut down airmail at one
And
stage. I remember.
like we were discussing before the show, it's happening again right now. A lot of places are going in full lockdown, so
Oh yeah, like my books are taking forever and a day to get here right now.
like dude,
Stuff I ordered ages ago. It's like some of it's just now getting here, and
they're in the void somewhere. Yep.
Anyway, look, thank you so much. Please sign up. You get, and my usual thing is you get a free trading card as well. So if you,
Mhm.
I like to throw in freebies as well, and I throw in more freebies quite a lot. If you do,
Mhm.
if I check your name, you sign up, I throw in quite a few freebies. You get at least a trading card, but I'll throw in a little bit extra as well. So look, thank you guys. Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it.
Oh, no worries. You're always welcome on. Yeah, at the very least, we'll have to get you back on when you launch.
Oh,
Mhm.
awesome. Look, thank you so much, guys.
Mhm.
Okay, take care. I'm
Yep.
out skis.
Yep. Later.
Later.
Take it easy, man.
Yep. So next, Wordsmith Volume 4, the word will be like war, and it'll be about it'll be about like Mark's character.
Yeah, it'll be about my character. Yeah. I shouldn't have said a damn word. I should have just been quiet.
uh,
Made in my
oh,
mouth. Just gotta talk.
shouldn't give away your ideas. But what mother should
You're doing a western. You should know this song. You got to know when to
Nah,
hold 'em,
exactly, man. I gotta be like the
know
gambler.
when to fold 'em.
Damn. Damn. I know that song too, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that song. My grandma was a big fan of Kenny Rogers.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, Kenny Rogers was awesome. Is he still alive? I think he passed away. I thought
Let me
he
check.
passed away by now.
I think he did, but let me
Yeah, I
check.
feel like he did.
He'd be in his 80s now, like mid 80s or late 80s, maybe even older than that.
Yeah, yeah. Same time as my yeah, same time as my stepdad, March 20th, 2020.
Damn.
Same month. Yep.
2020 sucked, man.
Yeah, it did.
It's looking like 2021 is going to be worse, though. Well, let's try to be positive. Oh, remember when we started out, we were talking about the glass, being half full.
Yeah, remember the Big Dick Murphy?
Exactly. Yeah, we're gonna
That we need to get fully elevated to $6,000.
exactly, man. Well, 5,000.
5,000. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking about steampunk being all optimistic and stuff, and as soon as SK leaves, we start getting negative.
Gotta bring him back on for some sunshine. But oh, what are you gonna do? So yeah,
We're down
we
to 10 days.
got 10 days left, and we've got about 1,800 left to go.
And I'm backer number 1.
That's right, back to number 1.
I still got a hit on me from Mark's friend. She's
Oh,
pissed
yeah.
at me. She I'm still dodging the hitman every time I get out.
Yep. You gotta watch it, man.
Yep.
She was pissed. She's like,
Yeah,
she's sitting and she just refresh. And then she's not. She's like, what the hell?
I got in and still just nah.
Oh, well. I'm not complaining.
Place equals Canada.
Yeah.
You say that.
Those yogurt cups you're drinking from. No. They're some travel cups or something that was at work. They were marked down. I got them for like next to nothing.
I thought they were like the water cooler cups.
No, they're some sort of. They were just some travel cup things that we sold at work, and they were marked down like 50% off. So I was like, I'll get them.
Yeah, there you go, man. 50% off. It's hard to argue with.
Mm-hmm.
X is like, when I imagine Sim's grandma, I visualize Sim in a babushka shawl,
Still
bearded.
Oh, that's hilarious.
My grandma was a great lady, a farmer, and a country girl.
My grandmother was a very angry lady. She was nice to her grandkids, but she was an angry lady.
Mm.
And she liked her Virginia Slims.
Oh my.
My grandma
Well,
could break a 2x4 with her fist, dude. So she was
I don't-
badass.
I don't think my grandma ever picked up a 2x4. She was not a very I'm trying to think of the word.
that makes sense. They look like next to nothing too. You need more
Country.
style.
Rural. I don't know. I'm trying to help.
She was a country woman. You know, she was her name was Virginia. Her parents named her after the state, that they were born in and stuff. But she was not a she was very, what's the word? She was a very traditional woman. So like my grandpa worked hard and she stayed home. So that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Had a very traditional relationship.
Yeah. My grandpa though, he could break a 2x4 by looking at it. That man scared the hell out of me.
My grandma, like when she was like a bit like in her prime, you could say, she used to work like in the federal office during the week, and the weekend she would be farming with her husband.
Damn. There you go.
Yeah. And line dancing country, when she's
There you
not
go,
doing
man.
either of those.
Hell yeah. Now, Papa, when he was young, he was in the army. He was he was in the Air Force. He was stationed in Vietnam for quite a number of years, and yeah, that was definitely not fun times. But yeah, he even into his 60s, I thought that man was going to be able to beat the shit out of me. I mean, he was I don't know. I look up to him in a lot of ways. He's he was, I think, probably one of my main role models growing up. He was awesome. Cool guy. Liked him some whiskey. Like that Jack Daniels whiskey.
So it's like, a woman that stayed home, that's racist. You mean sexist?
No, women are a race now, and we're all racist against women as men.
Well, it is a cult or religion at this point. Feminism.
Wokeism.
Ooh. So is
Wokis.
that why they all look like hairy Wookiees?
I think that's just all the unshaven women
Yeah,
with the arm hair. They just grow it out and they just like wrap it around
Yeah,
like
but-
a burqa.
Honestly, when you look at those obese supermodels right now, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Diabetes.
Wilford Brimley?
Wilfred Brimley.
I'll wrestle you. You're like, oh shit.
What's that big, huge, the black lady, the big fat black lady that's a singer? And they're all like, "Oh, she's so brave because she's fat." And it's like, really? Is she brave? She just sits around eating Cheetos. It's not
I
brave.
know, right?
It's
She's
lazy.
so brave because
How's that brave? She's
'Cause,
black. Okay.
dude. One of the perfect examples is there was a commercial not too long ago which was like, you see like handicapped people or this or that, and like everybody needs to lower themselves to that level to make them feel that they're part of society type of thing. Remember that one? That's what we live in.
Yeah. Well, we're getting there. They're talking about lowering the Marines. They're lowering their standards and stuff like that for women.
Oh Jesus!
But they've been doing that for a long time.
There's a fireman. There was shit. I can't remember where it was, but there was a fire department who was lowering their standards for women too. Like there was a 110-pound girl who couldn't knock down a door, but she really wanted to be a firefighter, and she was going to sue him because it was sexist. I mean, just trying to rationalize that. The door was sexist, or was it like the fire was like what part of that was sexist for? It's like I don't think it was sexist. I think you're just 120 or 110 pounds, and the door's not gonna move. You could throw yourself against it all day long.
It's like when I was a kid, I wanted to be an artist, I wanted to be an astronaut, a jet pilot to become an astronaut. And when I went to the cadets and stuff like that, they told me that it was not be possible. I wear glasses, and I'm 5'8", right? You need to be taller than that to be piloting a jet or even be an astronaut. And I'm like, and they're like, really? And they tell me why, and I'm like, oh, okay, makes sense.
There you go.
And that stops there. It's disappointing.
It's like, oh man,
The
that
fuck?
sucks. Gee whiz. I guess I'll just move on with my life and find something else that I'm interested in. You know, it's just the way it is. Like there's a Monty Python sketch where I think it's in Life of Brian. I can't remember if it's in Life of Brian or if it was just in, you know, their show, but they're all three. I think not all. I think it's 4 or 5 of them are sitting on the steps, and this guy says, "I think I want to be a mother someday." And yeah, it was yeah. So he looks. John Cleese looks at her. He's like, "You can't be a mother. You're a man." And he's like, "That's sexist or something along those lines."
Don't
and he's
you
like,
oppress him.
"Yeah, that's it. It's not. I'm not oppressing you. You haven't got a womb.
Where's the fetus going to gestate? You're going to put it in a box."
And it's just shit like that. The door was sexist. Well, they figured it out. It's Lizzo that I was referring to, and it was the door that was sexist.
Yeah,
Dankeschön.
Yeah, it irritates me the rejection of reality.
Yeah.
that is so prevalent nowadays.
Everybody wants to live like they're on fucking social media on Twitter, pretending to be what they want by a whim, changing their name, changing their ID. They can say that they're single or they're not. They can say whatever they want on the social media. They want to be that. They want to role play their life. And
Yeah.
that's not life. You play your games and then come back to real life. Remember, I ran on a rant on one of the shows. I don't know if it was this one, but when I said about dude, I can't wait for them to decide to put back the end at the end of fucking movies and video games. You know, snap the fuck out of it. Go back to the real world. You know?
Yeah. You know, if you're good at something, it's not going to matter what your gender is, what your race is. It's not going to matter what your sexual whatever. You know, none of that shit matters at the end of the day. As long as you're good at what you do, or you fit the parameter, like with the fireman thing.
What happened that you shall not be judged by the color of your skin and what's between your freaking legs?
Yeah, exactly. The whole Martin Luther King thing. Like, what was it? The idea that you shouldn't judge a person based on the color of their skin, but the content of their character. You know, and
or
it's just
some famous rapper saying, you know, you don't judge an engine by the color of his paint job. There you go.
yeah. You know, it's crazy to me the world we live in.
Yeah, I mean, it just boggles me how it's like a lot of projection of reality. It's like, you know, that's mental illness. You have to accept reality for what it is, you know, and look in on yourself and work towards
But they can't
improving your
because
flaws.
they're said that they can do anything and be anything and just have to want it really hard and not trying to do anything. And
See, what we need to do is we need to have mothers and fathers being realistic with their kids, saying, "Okay,
Yeah.
you're good at some things, you suck at other things.
Yeah.
Don't get such a big head." And we also need to bring back bullying. We need to bring it back. Like we got rid of it. I think, and I think we need to bring it back. I think.
Shut up, Zach.
Yeah, I think people are always like, "Well, how did this happen? How did this happen?" It's because of, you know, it all starts with parenting. You know, like you got to have good parenting. You know,
But there's also that little bantering between friends, between family. Like, you know, your uncles used to do that job.
Yeah, well,
It's not bullying. There's a difference between going like, "Hey, kid, yeah, I'm gonna toughen you up a little bit."
Yeah, well, it's like
So you don't get taken advantage of. You know,
my brother got this weird ass haircut when he was like 19. I want to say he was like 19. It was just bizarre, and it was like just weird colors and shit. It didn't look good at all, but he thought it was cool as hell. And so like he posted pictures of it on like Facebook probably. And you know, I posted a picture of the lead singer from Flock of Seagulls with his hair. I was like, "This is my brother now," and he got mad. Like he got really mad. I was like, "What happened to being able to just rip on people?" You know, and you know, taking jabs, and you know, it's just
people take themselves so goddamn seriously. It's not funny. It's like,
yeah.
like everybody's stuck in that superstar syndrome, or you know, Peter Pan. Leave it what you want.
Yeah.
I live in a fantasy world. You cannot tell me anything.
people can't accept that they have flaws.
No, they
What's
cannot.
up, Ryan?
Hey,
Welcome to the chat, bro.
And win.
What's up, man? We're
Ryan
talking
just
about
did
mental
a-
issues and whatnot.
I think Ryan just did he just did what was it, like a 24-hour comic? I think.
I saw he did something. Yeah.
So that Sam Snowflake impression is very annoying. Well, then I guess he did it right then.
Right?
Zach says, I judge people on the thickness of their fingers.
Banana fingers.
That's good. I like that.
Good. Ryan says he's so stoked for grave robbers. We got to make it happen.
Hell yeah, man. We've
Yep.
only got 1,800 left to go. We got 10 days left. We got to keep it. We got to keep that rolling. We're only $8 away from 32.
Yeah, so
And I'll be working on that, trying to finish that card for the Sunday, tomorrow or Sunday.
Yeah. We got the free trading card that comes with the book. Richard is being done by yours truly, Sim over here.
Hold on. Let me show where I'm at right now.
He's doing a hell of a job. So
Get
far,
back to
he's
it tonight. There you go.
there. It is, man. It's looking phenomenal.
Yeah, so for those who might be watching now or might watch the replay and don't know what is Grave Robbers, what's Grave Robbers about?
Grave Robbers is a story of 3 supernatural bounty hunters with powers of their own, hunting things that go bump in the night. They are 3 badasses with crazy weird powers. We have one werewolf, we have a mummy, we have a demonic teleporter, and they're after this guy who's been hacking people up and taking body parts, and leads them to a town called Hellhole. And there they run into a satanic cult who's got similar goals of their own to the Grave Robbers. And this book is about them butting heads and trying to get that thing that they're looking for. I can't give too much away about the story, but suffice to say that it's a hell of a lot of blood and gore. It's a lot of fun. It's just a fantastic book. We had a hell of a time, making it. It was a hell of a lot of fun. We put in a lot of little gags and stuff like that. It's a good time, man. It's a great book. I think people are gonna love it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it based on everything you've told us before and the pages we've seen. It looks really like it's gonna be a lot of fun and an entertaining read. Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of Sam Raimi, and I grew up watching his movies like Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, obviously Darkman. Darkman was a big influence, obviously, on Richard. Yeah, it's a great movie. I mean, it really is. But then there are movies like Drag Me to Hell, Evil Dead 2, where they have just this ridiculous level of gross out violence and gore. And it's not so much to the point where it's like this realistic sense of, horrific destruction, but it's, it is kind of supposed to be campy. It's supposed to be kind of silly to a degree, like not to the point where it's just, a cartoon or whatever, but it's fun. It's fun to watch. Drag Me to Hell is such a great movie. If you guys haven't seen it, it's a great movie. But that's the thing, is I kind of wanted to bring that into this, and I think that Passion for Drawing style really plays well with that. I like to compare him to Midoriya and Bernie Wrightson. He's got the level of detail and line work and stuff that Bernie Wrightson had, but he's got that comic book styling of like Midoriya, and I think that it's a great style, and it works really well for what I'm looking to get out of Grave Robbers. I couldn't imagine anybody else doing this book. He's done a really, really incredible job.
Yeah, I've never watched Drag Me to Hell. I think the family watched it when it came out, like mom and dad, but I don't think I watched it with them.
It's one of those movies where on the face of it, a lot of people were like, I don't know about that. But
which one?
Drag Me to Hell.
Drag Me to Hell. Oh.
It's the one where the girl is working she works at a bank, and an old gypsy woman comes in and she's trying to save her house. But the bank is basically saying, no, you can't do that. So she doesn't really want to do it, but she's trying to get this promotion, so she denies her, and they're going to repossess her house. So the woman like curses her, and she's just like, wow, that was weird. And she goes about her day, and like just horrible things start happening to her the whole movie. And, inevitably, well, I mean, the name of the movie is Drag Me to Hell. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's pretty good though. I really like it. It's one of those, it's a gem in the rough. If it's your kind of movie, you're going to love it. If it's not your kind of movie, you're going to hate it. But I love it. It's a fantastic movie. If you like Raimi films, you'll like it. So yeah. But you'll definitely love Grave Robbers. Everyone will love Grave Robbers.
Okay. I just want to address something because Ryan answered you. He goes, "No, it's a 3-hour chunk of a 24-hour comic."
Oh, okay.
So he does them by 3-hour chunks. So that's technically cheating.
What?
That's not a 24-hour comic. 24-hour comic is 24 hour in one shot. It comes with the idea that you're doing it in one take, breaking it in multiple little things. That's cheating.
Maybe he's gonna do like 8 of them, like 24, like the show 24.
Yeah,
It's like 24 1-hour chunks. Maybe he's just gonna do 8 3-hour chunks.
he's breaking it in 3 hours. It's probably like a 3-hour shift.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm just ribbing on him a bit.
yeah. No, but it's yeah. Your mama will love Grave Robber. That's right.
Yep.
That's right, Ryan. Everybody, it's fun for the whole family. Beautiful, fun, neck spurting blood for the whole family.
Your mama will love Grave Robbers. Yeah, that's what she is. She'll love to have a visit.
Yeah.
My mom won't. My mom doesn't like it already, but she supports me out of the whole like I'm your mom. She did not like the name Big Dick Murphy the first time I told her about that. She did not find that funny at all.
Ooh.
She didn't laugh. She didn't even smile. She just kind of like shook her head like, oh my God. My stepdad laughed his ass off. He thought it was great. Mom, not so much. Mom, not so much.
I think my mom would like the Western setting, but I don't know if she'd be super into the content. She'd like I think she would, like I said in that one stream, the Preston piece.
Oh yeah, the Amanda Lynn piece that
I think if I got like that on a hoodie or something like that, I think she'd like that. I think she'd like the look of it and everything, but I don't think she'd like the like gore and all the
yeah
like that.
It's definitely maybe all right. So my mom and Chris's mom won't like it, but everybody else's mom will. Just exclude our 2 moms and it's fine.
just ignore all that.
No, it's a great book. It's a lot of fun. We're getting along there. We have every page roughly, like the rough draft of every page is done with the exception of a few that have actually been completed. We're just waiting to get funded and waiting to get this show on the road. It's we're ready to go. Most of the work's already been put into this. We just need to finalize it and get it on track. It's a phenomenal book that I think people are gonna have a lot of fun reading. Like I said, we had a lot of fun putting it together. So
now time to watch the trailer.
Soul says Chris's mom should appreciate some of the characteristic noses in Grave Robber.
Characteristic noses.
All right, I'm gonna play this trailer.
For your mom at this point, is every comic you sure is like playing Where's Waldo?
So how many pages is this going to be in total?
Total right now, it is 36 pages of comic book. That does not include a title page. It doesn't include a thank you page or anything else like that. It's just 36 pages front to back, of story and art. There are some stretch goals that could, make that a little longer, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But there's I think 3 stretch goals with a total of I think 13 additional pages. But yeah, like I said, those are a little ways down the road from now. So
Okay. And then your featured perk here is just the book itself.
yeah, every book will come with a trading card. The trading card that Sim's doing right now for Richard, that's going to be the standard card that comes with every book. So if you buy the two book perk, which is the next perk, you'll get 2 trading cards. If you get the however many books you get, however many come in it, come with an additional trading card as well.
Okay. And then we got the double tier here for those who like to get one for collecting and one for reading.
Yep. So like I said, that'll come with two trading cards as well. So if you're getting that for a friend or something like that, they'll also get a card.
Yeah, help save on the shipping.
Yeah, and the shipping is exactly the same for 2 books as it is for 1 book. So also for for some of the other perks, any of the book perks, it's all one standard shipping fee. So it actually is cheaper to buy multiple books than it is to buy the individual book.
And then we got a head sketch tier.
Yep, only $60, and that has no shipping attached to it. But if you want to get this and you want to get a book, but you don't want to do 2 separate perks, you can do an add-on for a book. So you go to check out for this, and then you want to add on a perk.
No shipping.
What's that?
Why? What do you mean no shipping?
They're shipping for the head sketches. That's just straight up $60. No shipping. So you don't have to pay anything extra unless you add the book add-on. So you can add on a book to that, and then you'll have to pay shipping for the book, but you won't have to pay additional shipping for the head sketch. Just straight up $60.
Sounds like what? No shipping.
With the retailer pack, that's 5 comics, and that comes at a pretty steep discount. That is $18 per comic. So there's 5 comics. I think it's like $15 or something like that you'll be saving. And again, this is just straight up the same exact amount of shipping. So you're actually getting a lot more in terms of.
You mean no shipping everywhere or US?
Oh, anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll be getting the same exact amount. You'll be paying the same amount of shipping for this as you would for 1 book, regardless of where you are, regardless of how many books is in it. So, same thing with the head sketch as well. Wherever you're at in the world, that's free shipping.
Go
ahead.
Every time I see like a retailer pack, I'm like, maybe one day I should set up like a website to sell my excess copies and stuff and buy the retailer pack, do stuff like that.
That's not a bad idea, actually. That'd be a pretty cool idea.
Wait till Ace hears about this.
What's that?
That you're not charging shipping.
Yeah. Was he gonna buy a bunch of stuff?
Nope. He's gonna get shit.
He's gonna yell at me.
He's gonna yell at you.
There's shipping on the books and stuff, but it's not on the art and stuff like that. But it is, it's one of those things that's kind of built into the cost already. So, and yeah, again with the original page art, there's no shipping for that. Those are 11 by 17. Those are all hand done by Passion for Drawing. It's $200, and yeah, it's they're fantastic pieces. All of the single pages that you see on here are, well, I guess it's the previous page and the page you're currently looking at, actually, now that I think about it, are 2 out of those 6 pages.
Okay, so it's only certain pages that
Right.
you can get.
We've picked out 6 specific pages, and we'll email you after the campaign's over, and you'll be able to pick which one you want, and then we'll send that out. But it's going to be a first come first serve kind of thing. So whoever responds first gets first pick. So
yeah, you get the choice of the letter.
Right, but they're phenomenal pages. I mean, you look at this right here. You get not only do you get this fantastic page, but you get this fantastic page with Passion for drawing his own head being cut off. That's him on the left there.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a selling point on its own. That cracked me up.
And those are traditionally ink, right?
What's that? Oh yeah.
I like Passion's style.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, it's like a combination between Wrightson and Maduria. It's just phenomenal, and it works really, really well.
Ooh, Red Gaze is here.
Hey, Red Gaze, how's it going, man?
Yeah, there he is. Look at that. Yep. Yeah, I got Red's Sunsword.
Oh, I've been waiting so long to get that, man. I'm excited for
He
that.
even put like the Red Gaze eye logo there.
Oh, nice. Right on.
Let me bring it up here. Yeah, see, look at that. That's cool.
Very nice.
I like that little bit of like flavor that on the box.
Yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm getting. I've got a few packages now. I got him. I got Brian Kreisgau, and I got Mr. David Feed. Here, I got to unbox. I might do that here on a stream or something.
One thing I'd like to point out about this page, though, this guy you see with his eyes getting poked out. You see, the one eye is coming right out of the skull. The one on the left is coming right out, but the other eye has been impaled. And that's important.
Oh,
because on the next page,
stuck on her finger.
It's stuck on her finger.
She's like, "Oh, get this off!" Gosh dang.
Yeah, right there. You see her flipping off the room, and she's still got that eye stuck on her finger. Yeah, it was just one of those things. Like we were just sitting and talking and stuff, and he was drawing, and we were going through like the panels and stuff, and I was like, well, wouldn't it be funny if like she was like flipping the room off, and he's like, better yet, what if she had still had the eyeball on her finger? So he went back to the page and he drew that eyeball being impaled through the finger. I don't remember which of us said what, but one of us said something, and then basically that's the whole comic book. There's little gags and stuff that you'll see there.
Yeah, and that kind of consistency from panel, page to page, panel to panel, I feel like is important, at least for me, because like I tend to nitpick one thing. So seeing stuff like that is like, yeah, I like that. That's good.
Yeah, that's what I think makes it fun, is like you see there like it makes readability, rereadability something. You go back and you read through and you're like, oh, I didn't see that before, and then you keep going through and you're like, oh, I didn't see that before, and it's fun. It's like watching movies and stuff that you pick new stuff up on.
Yeah, because I feel like I know if I'd have been reading this book, I'd been like, wait a minute, where's the eye? Why isn't it on her finger? What's going on?
These guys are a bunch of hacks.
Yeah,
I saw that that eye get impaled.
I've seen it on her finger, damn it.
I'm throwing this book out. It's a piece of trash.
Done. Wait till I review this.
Yeah, get this shit out of here. No, we're not hacks. We we are hacks, but we're good hacks. We're awesome hacks. And we do great work. Especially Passion. He did a hell of a job on this book, man. I cannot be more grateful for the level of work that he's put into this. It's phenomenal. He's an incredible artist. I'm really, really, really excited to work with him, man. He did a hell of a job so far. And yeah, he's really talented.
How much did he pay you?
What's that? How much did he pay me to say that?
Or did he bribe you for? Yeah.
Well, the PayPal hasn't come through yet, so I'll let you know after the show. No, he's a cool guy. You know, he's really done an incredible job, and I look forward to working with him on future books.
So. You also picked a good colorist.
Yeah, Eugene Bative, man. He's done a hell of a. He colored this actually, all the pages on this campaign, with the exception of the Preston piece, are all done by Eugene Bative, and the whole book is going to be done by him. He did work on Magic Cop 1 and 2, and he also did work on the Lost Pages, the stuff with Joe Ball. Was the stuff that he colored. So he's got some notches on his belt, man. He's definitely a good colorist. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean,
I got really lucky.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just the level of detail that he put on the mists kind of stuff, the photoplasm, whatever you want to call it, on Amanda. You know, it's just he did it. Like I said, he did a phenomenal job. I'm really proud of this work. It's a great team. They work really well. Like they're his pencils really complement his colors. It's phenomenal work.
Let me see here. I guess he's speaking to Mr. Soul. He said he had to repurpose an Amazon box. Soul must have got a lot of stuff. But yeah, I need to get Red on sometime for these Saturday streams. Him and Vinny and a bunch of the others. Brian,
that's exactly why we started doing them. Because they couldn't be there during the week.
Yeah, during like the mornings and stuff. Yeah. So I'll have to I need to reach out to him. I'm gonna do that here probably maybe on my break on lunch.
Vinny has unleashed his Kraken.
Yeah, Shadow of the Kraken.
Yeah, I just backed that today to get the cover, man. It looks really good.
There's Michael Derek with
Abductables.
Yeah, I backed that today too.
Yeah, I gotta reschedule with Michael Derek because he had some things come up.
Phenomenal books, man. I love the first Abductables. It's gonna be a cool book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still waiting for my copy. Can't wait to read it. But
I like the first one. Red says, "Get on Grave Robbers now. We need more Westerns making it." That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We've got $1,800 to go, and we've got 10 days to get it, man. We're gonna be hammering it hard. Got to get it out there.
Got a supernatural Western, so that's not as much as what you're getting. The other ones are more Western. This is a supernatural one. So get on it.
Oh yeah, and it's not shy about the bloodshed. It's not shy about it. It doesn't apologize for what it is. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of it's not goofy, but it's definitely fun. You know, it's some of the kill scenes are pretty good. You know, you look at this right here. We've got a spinal cord hanging from the chandelier, and you know we've got a head up there too. It's fun. It's goofy. There's one page. I think it's page. I want to say like 23 or 24. There's a page where Big Dick gets stabbed in the arm by a cultist, and he gets pissed and he turns around and he clocks him in the jaw. And what we did was we took a panel where the fist is coming in off panel, and it's actually hitting the dude in the mouth, but we have it set up to where it's like an X-ray machine, so you see like the X-ray of Big Dick's fist shattering the jaw of this cultist. And it's stuff like that. You know, we had fun with it. We had a lot of pages are just fun. You know, it's not like we're dark and brooding and serious. You know, it's not
Yeah.
like Christian Bale's Batman. It's more like Michael Keaton's Batman if it had a little bit more humor to it. If I can compare it to Batman's, just being why.
And I agree with you, Michael Keaton. I don't like the other Batman.
I don't hate Christian Bale. I just think that Michael Keaton was way better. I think Batman Returns is the best Batman movie. I might get shit for that, but I think that's the best Batman movie. My favorite Batman movie to date.
It's the first one and the second one.
The first one is very good, but the second one I think is the best Batman movie ever made. That's just my personal opinion. There's a lot of Batfleck guys out there.
It's just because Catwoman's there. And
God damn, she was hot in that movie.
see what I mean? See, just by the instant reaction.
Come on, man. How does it get better than that? You know, she was so hot in that movie.
I know.
I went back and I watched it around Christmas because apparently it's a Christmas movie. And,
It is now.
you know, I just like, I don't know. Maybe that's just because I'm into weird chicks, but damn, she was hot as hell in that movie, man.
Mm-hmm. But she was.
We got derailed pretty quick from that.
Mark likes his crazy ladies.
So-
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do,
we-
man, and I've got a track record to
We
show.
went from werewolf to cat ladies pretty goddamn fast.
I really hope my wife doesn't see this stream. Anyway, let's let's just keep moving on. No, I'm probably laughing too loud. She's probably got her ear to the door to my office.
Yep, she's like, oh, Mark's in the doghouse now.
Sharpening us like a knife or something. It's like,
So you're gonna hear the lock going down. Oh, like I'm sleeping here for the night.
No, it's gonna be like I'll fall asleep and then I'll wake up. And I don't know. It's gonna be scary. Either way.
Soul says Shadow the Kraken was on Red Valkyrie today. I roasted Psy a lot, which is why I'm rather tame right now. Soul used all of his mojo on the Red Valkyrie stream.
There you go.
He's wore out.
He's here to rest. He's here to here to listen to how hot I think Michelle Pfeiffer is in Batman Returns.
She is hot.
She's right behind you, Mark.
Oh no. This is why I have my desk up against the wall. Like my back is up against the wall, so my wife can't sneak up on me and kill me.
That explains why you also had the baseball bat behind you.
Yeah,
That-
and
that
my
was like a
guns.
sicko. Yeah.
Just waiting. It's gonna happen one day, and I'm not gonna see it coming. So
Yeah. He's
If
looking
you
at
guys
he's
see me
looking
in
at
an
the door,
obituary.
but she's gonna come out the window.
yeah, I'm focused on the door, but she's gonna come crawling in like the chick from The Ring through the window. But with a knife. It's gonna be like a pirate version of that woman, like a knife in her mouth. God, I hope she
yeah.
doesn't watch this.
Let's get this book funded
Yeah, definitely, man. It's
before
a
Mark
phenomenal-
disappears.
Yeah, before I get killed, before my wife kills me.
Yeah. So you want to back
we
this
have to go
book because
rob
it's
a
going to be
grave.
worth a lot of money soon.
hmm
Yeah, because I'll be dead.
That's right. It'll be a
Let's get it
collectible.
funded before we have to go, rob a grave to get it.
You know what's actually funny is I thought about you guys know who Jodi Arias is?
Mm-mm. I don't.
She killed her ex-boyfriend. Like she killed him, like she stabbed him to death and then shot him after he was dead and then just left the body in his house and they didn't find it for like a week. She's in jail right now. And she does like art, like a lot of commissioned artwork now. She has a boyfriend outside of prison apparently, and he commissions all of her work. Like all of the commissions go through him. I actually thought about having her draw a trading card, but I thought that would weird people out, so I decided against it.
That's
I decided against it, but I thought that it would weird people out, so I was
Yeah,
like, I
that
don't
might-
know.
that might be a good idea.
Yeah. I was like, people might actually like that because that's like, oh, that's creepy. But then I was like, that also could be like over the line creepy. That could be
Well,
like
I
too
mean,
much.
I mean, I don't know. It could have, I guess, done some of that controversy marketing. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for the creepy factor. But
Yeah.
like I said, I decided against it because I thought it'd be too much. But I was like, oh,
Is
you
there
know,
is there a
that could be-
character that we're gonna meet that's called Small Dick Murphy?
Actually, my wife actually suggested once that his gun be called Little Dick, and I was like, I don't think that would work. I don't
That would
think
be
that
funny.
it would be funny, but I think that like she was like,
But do you know what
I'm
would be
Big Dick. And
funnier?
this is
That he has a little knife called Little Prick.
that's not bad. That's not bad.
Tiny prick. Are you-
Little prick. Yeah, that's not bad. It'd be like Little Cricket from
Yeah.
Men in Black.
See, I have
That
my
could work.
trusty little prick here.
Trusty little prick.
My trusty little
Oh,
prick.
Mark, you keep digging a hole deeper.
Always help me to get out of trouble. When he's all tied up. Little
Now,
prick.
now you're saying like she's had bad ideas. Like
Yeah, man. If she sees this, I'm
you're
dead.
just digging that hole deeper.
Yeah, man. It's a good thing she doesn't watch any streams that I'm on or anything like that. Mostly because I don't tell her that I'm doing streams. So she doesn't watch it. That's exactly
Don't let her know what's going on.
Yeah.
No, but
she's gonna come in the room playing a mandolin.
yeah, right. She actually does play the mandolin. That was part of the inspiration for the name.
Oh, how did I guess that? I don't know.
Yeah. She, I play the guitar and the banjo, and she plays the mandolin.
Yeah, that's cool.
So,
Soon you'll have like a whole like country folk band soon.
yeah, my family's from Kentucky. My grandpa's from around like Harlan.
So, any chance for a theme song soon?
Maybe, but probably not. I'm not gonna get your hopes up, Sam.
Can do like a get somebody on like the moonshine jar. Yeah.
There you go. I like the Steel Drivers. They're pretty good.
Mhm.
If you're going like bluegrass and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that was actually what do we got?
Soul saying I'm more into the purple Catwoman dress, which is why I'm not too happy about the Michelle Pfeiffer Batwoman because it was mostly just black S&M outfit from then on.
See, that's what I think I liked about it was the S&M
I know.
vibe that she was kind of giving off. She was weird in that movie, and I liked it. I dug it, man.
They were playing with the total fantasy of her, like to the point that she was even licking milk in a fucking bowl on the floor.
God, that
Like
was
they
so
made her
bizarre.
do every freaking little fetish that you could have about it.
What I did like
Catwoman.
was when she gets back to her apartment after like she's resurrected and she smashes the lights. I think it was like "Hello There" was the neon lights on the wall, and she smashes the lights, and then it like pans out and it says "Hell Here." It's like, God, that is just awesome. Like you don't see that in movies anymore, man.
The stupidest thing the stupidest fucking thing was to see her clean herself. She's wearing a full fucking leather suit, but she's cleaning herself.
It was a weird movie, man. It was a weird movie.
Do you understand that was Tim Burton living his total fetish?
That was all Tim Burton. It's like
I want to see her drink milk.
It's like Quentin
Plate.
Tarantino. Did you see Brad Pitt when he won? He won an award, and he was doing a thank you thing, and he's like, I'd just like to say thank you to Quentin Tarantino for all of the weird foot shots that he's put in his movies. I'll tell you right now, that man has gotten more women's feet out of shoes than I don't remember what it was, but he was basically making a dig, like the idea like he clearly has a foot fetish, and everybody's laughing because it's like, okay, yeah, that is weird. Let's laugh at it. And the camera pans to Quentin Tarantino, and he is not laughing. Like he's not laughing at all.
Nope.
It's like, how dare you out me?
Dude, you even see him sucking on Salma Hayek's feet from Dust Till Dawn.
Yeah, when she's pouring down the tequila down her leg.
Dude, he's known to be a total freaking weirdo freak.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, he's an odd guy. He's an odd guy.
But, to each his own, as long as it's not totally illegal stuff.
Yeah.
Ryan says, on stream, we did a deep dive on convicted felon art for sale online. It was funny for a while, then it got dark.
Yeah, check Soul's reply.
Soul says that sounds rather specific for a random topic. Oh yeah. We went down to there like some time ago. We went down to Pigeon Forge, which is right there where Dollywood is,
Yeah.
and they have a Alcatraz museum, like for like prisoner stuff and like prisoners, related stuff. And there was like convict art from like Manson and Bundy and all those people, and just all kinds of different convict art down there.
It's pretty interesting to see it because those guys don't have any other things to do other than to draw, write, work out, do whatever it is that they want to do. Some of those guys that are in there, in the case of Jodi Arias, I think she has a life sentence without parole. So, that's what she does. And, that's all she has access to. So why wouldn't she just sit and do that? It's kind of interesting to think about because, how many convicted prisoners are in there with incredible art skills that are just never going to, never going to do anything with it.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of them in history. Do you get my joke? No.
Yeah. It's nuts though. Like Jodi Arias isn't that bad. Like she actually has some, she's better than some artists that I've seen. But yeah, like I said, I decided against it because I thought people would be weirded out by that. So
Soul says he didn't like the From Dusk movie that much, find it highly overrated, but really enjoyed the TV show.
It's the other way around, though.
Yeah, I didn't like the TV show.
I wanted to like the TV show. I really did. It was just when Fez from that 70s show started doing like the head swivel with the snake thing. Because I like the idea that they were like vampires but they were
snakes. Yeah.
Because of the two fangs, I thought that was like, oh, okay, that's kind of novel.
And I thought that what they did with Richie was interesting, but it got real weird.
Yeah, I think that it didn't really have the same impact that the movie had. But it's cool that you like it. That's that's a great thing about opinions is that everybody gets one and.
Everybody's allowed to be wrong sometimes.
Everybody's allowed to be wrong. I was trying to be nice.
Hey, dude, it's called that show's called Roast. Come on.
No, I'm just messing around, man. But yeah, that's the Preston piece that he did for me, and he did a phenomenal job. We're actually going to be putting some sketch cards up on the campaign that he's done as well, so definitely keep an eye out for that. But yeah, he did a phenomenal job. I am super happy with the work that he did here. It was so good that I made it the rear cover of the book. It's incredible. The color was done by Oliver Lee Pace, and I was blown away. I never had Oliver do any work for me. He was suggested by Preston, and so I talked to him and got him to do it. And he took what was like I keep saying what was an awesome piece of work, and he made it phenomenal. Like it just elevated it to completely the next level. He did an incredible job with it, and yeah, I'm really proud to have that on the back of the book. It's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, I really like the piece. I think it's really good. And I think, I'd like to see this on like a hoodie or something so I could get it from Mom.
Yeah, actually we have Redbubble, a Redbubble up. And I think you'll be able to get that if you go to redbubble.com/people/mfcomics. You'll have to click. They put up for some reason. I don't understand the way Redbubble does stuff. For some reason, they just pick 4 random things, and they're like, "Oh, hey, here's 4 random things that you're not gonna want." Like, it'll have like a T-shirt, it'll have a mug, it'll have a poster, and it'll have a magnet. So what you have to do is you have to click like see all products, And then once you do that on the particular piece of work, like artwork, it'll bring up all of the options that you can actually select from. So we have this on that, and I think you can get a hoodie. But yeah,
because like her favorite color is purple. She likes Native American, kind of stuff.
So I was gonna
I
say, you're
think
sure
she
you're
might be
you're
into
not gonna
that.
get in trouble for cultural appropriation there?
maybe, man. If the Native American thing comes up, I might get AIM coming after me. The American Indian movement
Mm-hmm.
coming after me.
Yep.
I do have an 1895 cowboy 4570.
Okay, you're good.
So maybe I'll be able to use that. We'll see what happens.
You said AIM, and my first thought was the Marvel little.
Advanced idea mechanics.
I was like, why would they come out?
Why would AIM be going after him?
They're just a bunch of scientist people.
That doesn't make any sense. It's actually funny. My grandpa was actually a member of an Indian tribe. So I guess I'm allowed to then.
Yeah, you're covered.
I think that makes me like an eighth. What is that? I think
Soul,
it's like an eighth.
Soul saying, "Oh, I was already thinking about going for a sketch, but if you put Preston sketch cards up, I'm backing for a second time for sure."
Hell yeah, man! We've got two of them. We're gonna have Big Dick Murphy and Waylon. Those are the two. I think that he did those two. He did them on his stream that I went on with him. So if you go back and you watch Preston's stream with me, he actually draws those. So I haven't put them up on the campaign yet, but if you want to get a look at them and figure out which ones you like, definitely give that a watch.
I wasn't the only one. Soul thought of AIM for Marvel too.
Yeah, I must have been the only person who thought AIM and just immediately
And,
went to American Indian.
Me, I'll be doing 3 sketch cards too.
Oh, right on. Awesome. Thanks, man.
Just not right now.
Right. There you go.
But yeah, I'll be doing 3.
Cool.
Do you need to have do you need to have them done before you put them up, or we can just put them up, people knowing that I'm doing them?
Yeah, I guess we could just put them up.
I don't know. What do you think, so?
I guess I should put them up soon because I've only got 10 days left.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I
Yeah.
can get to them like this weekend. Like, to me, it's like, what would be more important, the trading card or that?
Right. Yeah, I should probably. I'll put that up. I'll put Preston's up this week, and I will put Sims up. I know that Passion for Drawing is going to be doing a few as well. I think he's doing. I think he said 4 is what he was going to do. I can't show you what he's sent me so far, but yeah, he's definitely doing some awesome ones. So keep a lookout for all those sketch cards. We've got plenty of them coming. At least 9, yeah, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. So Sim's doing 3, and he's a phenomenal artist. You guys are gonna love those. Preston, he's a phenomenal artist as well, and Passion for Drawing. You've seen his work on Doom Fate, and you've seen it on the book. So yeah, 9 awesome sketch cards gonna be popping up here soon.
Yep. Let's bring it up to 5K.
Hell yeah, man! Get it up there.
We need to reach that goal. Then we need to start hitting some of these stretch goals.
Let's try and prevent him from having to launch a second campaign.
I would really not. I would prefer to not do that if I don't have to.
Yeah.
I will if I have to. One way or another, this book's getting made. If I got to pay for this out of my own pocket completely, I'll do that. But I'd rather not, So far, everything that you guys have seen has already been paid for out of my own pocket. I'm incredibly passionate about this story. I've been working on it for a long time. I've wanted to get it out. I've wanted to get it into people's hands. But, if it means that I've got to, scrimp and save and, take everything I got and put it into this book to get it to you guys, I'm going to get it out to you guys no matter what. I love these characters. And I think you guys know that too.
I want to see you hit some of these stretch goals. You got short story stretch goals. I like that.
Yeah, those
get hit.
yeah, those are going to be. I might change the prices on those later because I think they were pretty lofty to begin with, so I'm definitely probably going. I'm gonna be dropping them to a smaller number, but more realistic number. I think this
Get
is
on
my
it
first
ASAP.
campaign.
You have 10 days, dude. It's incentive too for people to promote and everything. So get on that if you want to if you're planning on readjusting it.
Yeah, definitely. I'll probably throw in another trading card, maybe. Maybe some other stuff. Shay the Red was talking about a patch. I don't know if I'll be able to do that, but I've been looking into it.
Yeah, she's all about them patches.
Yeah.
Yeah, she likes those a lot. She was pretty adamant that I put one on there. So she's like, "This would look really good as on a patch," and I was like, "Oh yeah, it probably would. No, you should get it on a patch."
Yeah. Hint,
I'm like,
hint.
oh, okay. I didn't realize you were telling me. Okay.
She's like, do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Let's see here. Soul says Sim sketch cards too. For once, I'm not pointing out that he's trying to get on everything again because I like those a lot.
I was actually the one that came to you for the card, though. You,
the
you
trading card, yeah.
Yeah. I was the one that came to you for that.
Yeah. Preston did a really good job with this.
Yeah, he did, man. He really did. You know, he sent me like the rough draft. I've seen his work before. I've seen his work on other stuff, and I like the way he draws women. So I was like, okay, well, I've got this female character. I'm going to take it to Preston, and he showed me a lot of rough drafts that he had done. That he was working on as he was working on it. Sent me 3 or 4, I think, and damn, like I remember thinking like, okay, yeah, I see where he's going with this. And as they progressed, I was like, okay, yeah, that's going to look really good. And then he sent it to me, and I was like, God damn, are you kidding me? That's phenomenal. Like I couldn't believe that it looked as good as it did. It just blew me away. It looks great. I'm a big fan of Preston's. He does incredible work, and but this blew me out of the water, man. He did an incredible job.
Ron says, yeah, she doesn't recommend, she commands. Yeah, so people need to get on this, need to get this funded.
Hell yeah.
Now, if it does fund, will you be going in demand?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I plan on getting this out to people by like late May. That's the goal. Is to get this in people's mailboxes by May. It might go into June, but I'm hoping that I can get this out there pretty quick. I'm probably going to overbuy an overprint just so I can not only so I can have extras, for the next campaign for Grave Robbers 2 that I can tack onto that, but for anybody who backs afterwards, I might have like a limited number.
You're planning on like, doing future books of this, like multiple?
Oh yeah. Welcome to Hellhole is a 5-part series, and this is part 1. I have another 4 issues that I'd like to do in this storyline. Then I have another storyline planned after this called El Paso Sucks. It's kind of my own Dusk Till Dawn kind of thing. And then I have another one called Magic Man. I have all total, I think I have 9 or 10. I'd have to look. 9 or 10 scripts written for this, and I have another 3 or 4 that are partially written. And then I have another probably, maybe 40 or 50 that I'd like to do. I'd like to do this Hellboy style where he does like these chunks of stories and stuff. So I get ideas for it, and I'm just like, oh, this would be cool. It'd be funny if this happened, and it'd be awesome if this happened. So I write it down and I put it in like a Google Doc. Like I'll be on my phone sitting in the car or something like that. I stop like furiously typing as quickly as I can, an idea out. But I have a lot that I'd like to do with these characters. We'll see the Grave Robbers lineup change. One of the characters you actually see in one of the pages on the campaign, just briefly, you just see his head. He's peeking up behind a table. His name's Jacob. he's going to pop up all over the place in these comics. Yeah, he's right there. Yeah, right there behind the table. He's gonna pop up, randomly. You'll see him in the background of a bunch of different comics, but he has his own comic that's going to come to play in about, I want to say, issue 8. I think 8 or 9 is when his story starts. So yeah, you're gonna be seeing him around and stuff like that, and there's gonna be subtle hints dropped about what's going on with him. But yeah, I think you'll like it.
Like him popping up like that reminds me of the Kilroy was here, or however you say it. Like the little guy that would always be drawn in on like different places all throughout like World War II and stuff.
There you go.
That's just what he reminds me of when I see him there.
Yeah, it's just a little way to foreshadow stuff to come. I like to put a lot of small little things in that people can pick up on and be like, hey, what's that? And then later on they're like, wait a minute, I recognize that, and they'll go back and look at flip through pages like this is him. This is that same guy. I think that's fun. I think that's fun for the reader. I think that's I think that's just good times. People like seeing stuff like that, and people like
They like to see the same team coming back on the.
Yeah. They like being in on the joke. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. So it's not necessarily a joke, but they like being in on little. It's like mystery novels, where you kind of pick up on things as you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, those sort of things are nice where you have like all these little kind of things thrown in, and then that way, like when the big kind of like thing happens later on, you can go, oh, that's what this was all about. That's what he was building up to. Or like trying to think of who does that a lot in their comic series is. But like there's like one guy who does it all the time in like Marvel stuff, because I was watching what's his name? The Comics Explained or something like that. I used to watch him a lot back in the day, and he pointed out like one of the guys who did it with like Fantastic Four and the Avengers and stuff, how he had all these things like kind of building up through these different series, and it was all like kind of throwbacks to these things that was hinted at. And that's always kind of cool.
Especially in comic books, I think it's cool, because you have a limited amount of time with, especially with like industry comics, for example, you have a limited amount of time. You have like 28 pages, and you can only do so much storytelling and world building in that. That's part of the problem with like, you look at like modern comics, and it's just like Ta-Nehisi Coates is a great example of how not to write a comic book. He has his Black Panther books where he's trying to create this big world, but what he was doing is he was writing a young adult novel across 24 issues. And you can't do that. You can't write a novel across, because that's 2 years. So he would write this 2-year long trek. It's like you got to do like 3 to 6 max, dude. You can't, like, for big events you're talking like eight books. Maybe more, but you want to keep it tight, And so what you do is you drop little things like Chris Claremont is a great example. Chris Claremont was a huge influence on me, and he would do that. Like he'd put little hints, like the Phoenix Saga is a huge when he first started going in, you'll see subtle hints, like.
Yep.
Like 10 issues before it even happens, you'll see little hints. Like this is what's coming. It's foreshadowing.
Or when they used to like put a like 2-page of something that was happening at the same time. Remember, like when they did it with Longshot and a few other characters, like that was happening in Mojo, and then you're like, okay, what the hell was that?
Yeah, there you go, man.
And then like a few issues later, you're like, boom, here's a story. You're like, huh.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's how you do it. That's how you build a world. You don't go chapter by chapter by chapter by chapter. You sprinkle things in and you build as you go. And that's what I think modern comics doesn't understand is like they just fundamentally don't understand the 3-part storyline. They don't understand the visual, storytelling elements, and they don't understand, how comics fundamentally work, just on a basic level. But with like Grave Robbers, we incorporate all of that stuff. I try to learn as much as I can from guys like Chris Claremont. Frank Miller is a huge influence on me. God, there's so many of them. Do what?
2 of my favorite writers.
Yeah, dude, they're phenomenal. Chris Claremont, I think, is equal to Frank Miller in my book as far as creators go. I think they're both.
Another one that was great was Walt Simonson.
Walt Simonson is phenomenal.
His Thor run was awesome.
Yeah.
And what he's doing with Ragnarok right now. Ooh. He's doing his own creator-owned right now called Ragnarok, and it's really good.
Right on. I'll check that out.
Ace is back.
Hey, what's up, man?
Let's see.
Anybody who hasn't backed the Ace definitely, or signed up for the Ace, definitely go and sign up for that. That's a fantastic looking book. It's got a shark with a machine gun.
The idea
Shark
behind
bounty hunter with a machine gun.
The idea behind Ragnarok, the series by Walt Simonson. Imagine Ragnarok happens, but Thor would just happen to disappear and not be there. And everything got destroyed, and then out of nowhere, he reappears after a few years, and he looks like a skeleton.
Well, shit. I'm writing a story right now that has a lot of those same elements.
Right, no.
Damn it. I'm like 10 pages in to a story that is...
You write it differently. Make sure that you stay away from what he did.
Yeah, well... All right.
I did say write a good Thor story.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other night. And I got on it, man. I am... Damn it. I'm going to have to go and I'm going to have to look at that and see what not to do.
He has 2 trades out. It's at IDW, I think.
All right, I'll take a look at that then. Because
you can find them on Amazon.
Okay.
The 3rd one's coming out in February.
All right. God, that pisses me off. It's probably going to be really good, too. I'll probably like it.
There's good chances.
Sucks how much I'm going to enjoy reading that.
I think a lot of people always do Thor when they do Norse.
Yeah, I think
you don't really see anyone do anything about the other, starring or really focusing on other characters.
Yeah, you don't really see anybody writing anything about like Balder.
Yeah.
Or Magni or Modi.
Walt Simonson did an entire issue, like a big graphic novel about Balder. It comes in the big omnibus.
Well, good for him. I'm salty as shit right now. Damn it.
But dude, you do it your own way. That's
yeah. I know. It just sucks.
Soul says Thor showing up as a skeleton is way better story than Fat Thor.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Damn.
Dude, he looks like an Attila one dead with the hammer in his hand.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, just keep rubbing it in, Sim.
Yeah. Probably gonna be really good.
Damn it,
Simonson and his talent.
Thinks he's all smart with his skeleton toy.
Thinks he's all great with his ability to make comics faster than me.
I know I'm gonna enjoy it.
I'll read it and I'll like it.
He's probably ordering them right now on Amazon.
Shut up, Sim.
Well, Sim, at least he orders them himself instead of, messaging me going, hey.
I do too. On Amazon, it's just that eBay, when the guy charges me $32 shipping for 4 floppies, I'm like, Sorry, I'll ask Chris.
Like, hey, Chris, how much is shipping for you over there? You wanna get this for me?
No, it's,
$32 shipping from the US. Like it's
he talked up Metabaron so much that I ended up buying it on Amazon one night.
Did
He was
you
like,
get it?
it's phenomenal. Like he talked about it nonstop. And I was like, okay, if he likes it that much, I gotta check this out. So I bought it. He's right. It is really good.
Sim talking
I gotta-
nonstop about Metabarons? No.
I'm just sitting there like, man, if he likes it this much, there's gotta be some merit to it. So I was like, all right, let's check it out. So I bought it. And yeah, it's pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty damn good, I gotta admit.
I'm surprised we didn't end up talking about Metabarons with Ryan Lynn since I mentioned it in my Twitter post.
That's
Oh,
because,
yeah.
dude, me and him, we know each other for.
I was
We
able
talked about
to avoid that. I'm happy.
Okay, so Metabaron is amazing.
It is. It's pretty damn good. Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
good
To
actually.
me, it's to your Europe what Frank Miller Dark Knight is to American comics. Or
I could see that.
And Berserk is to anime to manga.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
I have not bought Metabarons because, in spite of Sam,
In spite of
And tell him, Mark, easy missing out.
it is pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was impressed. I had never read anything. I think by I can't remember the name of the writer, but I don't think I've
Jodorowsky.
ever read. Yeah, I don't think I've ever read anything other than that from him. And I was pretty blown away. I started looking into other stuff that he's written.
You'd love one of his movies he did in the 70s. One of the movies he got known for, and he did a comic book adaptation of it with a great artist, and it's called El Topo.
El Topo. I think I've actually
That's
heard about that.
Jodorowsky. That's one of the big little you can see like supernatural Far West, or spiritual Far West type of thing. And
Okay.
there's a little comic he did with Ladron, which is the son of El Topo.
yeah, I think Mike Murphy likes that movie too.
Mm-hmm. He likes it a lot. Yep.
Oh, we've talked about that. That's why I've heard about that. You've talked to me about this before.
Mm-hmm.
I never watched it though.
Yeah. If it involves Metabarons, chances are Sims talk to you about it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
Jodorowsky's
I
a
remember
great-
watching the trailer for it.
Yeah, one of the movies that he's very famous for, and that's why fucking Marilyn Manson is a big fan of him. It's the Holy Mountain, the Holy Mountain. I tried watching it. It's fucked up. It's hard to watch.
Okay.
At the end you're like, what the fuck? It's like a spiritual movie. It's fucking.
What's the name of it?
Holy Mountain or something like that, or Holy Fountain.
Holy Mountain. I'll check that out.
But the one you want to watch is El Topo. That's the one I thought was good.
I'll watch both of them.
It's very old, and Jodorowsky was the father of the late night movies in theater. So he's the reason why we had like those late night movies, best 11 or 12 at night. Because his movies were not for nobody but adults. Nobody but mature adults.
Soul's saying to me, but you got Blood Hunt, which is in comparison the short end of the stick, and Sim would even agree. What? No. It's not the short end of the stick.
No,
I guess he's referring to Metabarons.
So it's just he's just being petty there because he hasn't had Blood Hunt yet, and he doesn't know how great it is.
Well. Look who's here. Mr. Shane.
There he is.
Yeah, you
What's
told me
up?
he was gonna. You told me today that he was gonna return on the Morning Rose starting next week. Probably he's been on a little vacation.
Uh-huh. We thought it was the girlfriend keeping him
Yeah.
away this whole time, and it apparently was Soul.
Mhm. Your ears were probably ringing, and hers too.
Shane, my co-host that left me, didn't even leave me a Dear John note.
Not
It's a
even a
shame.
thank you note.
But he's
Hurt.
back now.
Broken heart.
Coming back.
Soul says, "Shh, Chris is supposed to think it's a girl that's keeping you away." Oh, he said he'll be back on Monday. Vacation's over. Well, it'll be good to have you back, Shane.
There you go, man.
And Soul says he can't even say blood hunt without making it sound French.
Blood hunt.
Well, making it sound French, that's a turnoff.
I don't know.
Oh my.
But yeah, definitely back Grave Robbers. It's gonna be a fun book. It's gonna be a cool Western with a lot of gore, a lot of blood, over the top.
Yeah,
Kind of silly violence, Raimi style. What's up?
Vampires in there?
No, that's going to be the. This is once Welcome to Hellhole's over. I'm going to be doing another 3-part series called El Paso Sucks, and that's going to have vampires in it.
There you go. So you can get that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is all about demons and satanic cults. They clash with a satanic cult in a town called Hellhole. It was originally called Howl's Hold, but somebody scribbled out the name on the sign and carved Hellhole into it instead.
Very like the Lucky Luke type of thing.
Do what?
Did you ever read Lucky Luke?
You're really quiet all of a sudden, dude.
Did you ever read Lucky Luke?
Lucky Luke? I don't think so.
Okay, it's an European comic.
Oh, okay.
It's a little cartoon western.
Oh, okay. Right on.
And they would do often that when presenting anything, they would put like the board and the name, and then somebody would have scratched it out with a new name on it, or how many people living there, and always changing it.
Yeah. That's kind of what happened.
Scroll, keep changing the number of like people living, population. Something.
Didn't they do that in what was that Blazing Saddles? Did they do that in?
Yeah, they've done it in a lot of like cartoons and different things.
Yeah.
So it's like, who's petty now? I know. Did it on purpose.
Dang it, there was something. Oh, yes, Mr. Mark. Is there necromancy in
Grave Robbers? There is a kind of necromancy. It's hard to explain without giving away
spoilers.
Yeah,
Nothing to see.
Exactly.
Move along.
Okay.
Without giving away spoilers, I can't.
Question.
It's gonna be cool. I think you guys are gonna like it. I'll say this: there's a lot of
Mark.
Don't.
I'm
trying to find a way to get you guys excited without giving away the story. Damn.
You already did.
It's the good shit, man.
You cannot deny nor confirm it.
Exactly. I cannot deny or confirm.
I plead the fifth.
What I can confirm is that you'll definitely love Grave Robbers, so you should back it.
Yep.
It's only $18 a comic, and you get a free trading card. So.
It's the only Far West comic that I jumped on day one, and I'm backer number one.
Yeah, hell yeah, he is. Backer number one.
So
it's a.
Soul says he read Lucky Luke as a kid and found the French live-action movie actually good.
Yep.
Wow, that's big praise coming from Soul to like a French movie.
Dude, it's weird to say that some of the best Far West comics, like cowboy comics, were made by French people. Like, think about it. The most famous Far West comic, like cowboy, it's Blueberry by Jean Giraud, Mobius.
Oh yeah.
Lucky Luke was one of the most famous cowboys in comics, like in cartoons. It has a whole bunch of freaking animated movies. It's known internationally. Made by two French guys. And one of them is the one that did Asterix and Obelix. I don't know if you've heard about that one.
I know Asterix and Obelix.
Yeah.
I didn't know about anything else, any of these other things until you told me about them. So.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I'll definitely check those out, though. If I don't write them down, I won't check them out. That's what happened with El Topo. I have my entire desk is covered in sticky notes, so I remember shit.
El Topo is old enough. You could probably find it on YouTube for free.
Probably, yeah. But yeah. I if I don't write it down, I won't remember it. I have everything that I need to remember written down on a sticky note.
Because it's been quiet down and it's been shut down. Like, people don't know about this. I've mentioned it like twice before. But Jodorowsky is one of the guys that's been canceled since 50 years. Like they tried to cancel him like many times ago. He fought it until he got, known and renowned, and they canceled him again with all this shit that's happening right now. They canceled his freaking museum expositions and everything because of those old movies. They were too sexist, misogynist, and technically, in one of the scenes, there was a rape scene where the actress was willing, but hey, you know how it is now.
Well, see, that's the thing is that anything that's enjoyable or has any sort of substance that can be enjoyed or considered to be a definitive piece of artwork that is objectively good has to be destroyed and replaced with something inferior and boring.
And
like, for example, The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and what was the last one called? I don't even remember.
Rise of Skywalker or something.
The Rise of the
Rise of Skywalker, yeah.
Like another thing that about Jodorowsky that some people don't know is the fact that he's the one that was behind the original Dune movie plan.
Really?
And if you're curious, go watch the Dune documentary, Jodorowsky's Dune. Yeah, dude, you will freak the fuck out when you see all the people he had in there. Orson Welles.
Shit.
Dude, he had a whole bunch of people in there, and all the production team was Mobius and the O'Bannon, all the people that brought to you Aliens and Star Wars. All the team of that canceled movie went to work on that, and everything that he developed for that became his Jodoverse, which is Meta Baron, Inkle, and the Techno Priest.
All right, Soul, if you post a comment like this again, I'm putting you in timeout. He says, as much as I roast the French for their weird language, they do put out a lot of good stuff. Often find myself enjoying French stuff without knowing it. Well, as long as it doesn't sound the part. What is this? You're not supposed to be complimenting French stuff. That's not the Soul I know.
Hey,
did somebody
can't be
get
all
hold of
that.
his account?
Can't rain all the time.
There you go. Getting some crow stuff in there.
Yep.
Exactly. Shade says, Soul, I've only been gone like a week and a half. Don't be going soft on me now. We should simping to the French to only give Sim a bigger head.
He's a quote. What do you call yourself, actually, Sim?
Dude. Solo Oldham, though, he goes King Toad Comics. The Mothman. No one is going soft. You've just proven once more that you don't deserve the #1 co-host title, but I still like you. 80s time travel guy.
We got some shots fired in the chat. Holy shit.
Wow.
I mean, well, after all these, after abandoning us, he doesn't deserve the #1 co-host title. He's #2 now.
Who's #2?
Who is #2?
Do you call them co-host 1 and co-host A?
They always after me Lucky Charms.
What do people from Quebec call themselves? Do they call themselves Quebecers or how does that work? 'Cause I know that
technically the Quebecers is the English version of it, but the real one is Quebecois.
Quebecois.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that the people of Quebec are very separatist, a lot like they're like the Texas of Canada.
Yep. That's why we're a lot about cowboys and shit. And yeah.
There you go, man.
My grandparents were all in big westerns and yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Who doesn't love a good western?
I technically grew up like half in the city and half in the country.
It's the way to do it. That way you can go out and have fun, shoot shit in the country. Then you can go and get drunk in awesome bars.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I like about cities is the bars, but the one thing that I hate about the cities is the people. So it's kind of like
that's the thing is that you eventually get kind of like fed up of all that stuff. Like I reached a point like when I had kids, like it's one of the things I learned like from observation and learning from the elders is that you need to live up your life while you're young after you finish high school, so you don't regret shit. And you can make choices and sacrifices later that you won't regret for the rest of your life, like having kids.
Yeah, well, and you have a lot more knowledge to know what is and what isn't worth sacrificing as well.
So I've partied hard, and then after that you got kids, and that just becomes like, nah.
Yep.
It's like saying
Alright.
you get used to what you have. Like people come in, hey, dude, did you see that place? And you're like, I've never visited it, but you're from here. I know.
I just don't have any interest in it.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Gentleman, it has been 2 hours and it is almost 9:30 here. I have to be at work at 10, so
Well, there you go, man.
yeah, so I need to start wrapping this up because I got to still get pants on.
All right then.
Okay.
Stream.
So
Well,
he's doing the stream full Donald
Pajama.
Duck.
Oh,
Okay.
I was about to say,
yeah,
I thought you were doing
pajamas.
this Donald Duck style. So
No,
like,
no,
whoa.
no. I have some form of clothing on.
Okay.
He's
But
doing
I
that
need to get my
Anchorman
work
style.
clothes on.
Get
Okay. Yeah.
it? Got it.
Oh lordy. So Sim, you got any closing statements?
Yeah, like, subs to this channel, and go do the same to mine and the Inkslayer, and don't forget to go support Tales of the Adverse. You, Mark.
Well, you can follow me if you don't already follow me on Twitter at Mark Makes Comics with an X, and you can follow me now on Parlor at MF.
Parler.
Yeah, MF Comics with a Z instead of an S. Definitely back Grave Robbers. We've got 10 days left, and we've got $1,800 left to get us into
5K?
in demand. Gosh,
Okay.
I froze there for a second. I was like I couldn't remember what to call it. We've got 10 days left to get us to 5,000 and get us in demand. We are gonna keep going. We're gonna keep working really hard to get that $1,800. We've got new sketch cards coming, so keep a lookout for that. It's a great book, and I think you guys are gonna love it. It's only $18, and you get a free trading card. So back Grave Robbers.
Soul saying, Mr. Gentleman, are you sleep drunk, Chris? Yes. Yes, I am. Very, very sleep drunk. All right. So as for myself, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks, of course, to Soul in the chat, putting up the links. Thanks to Mr. Sim for joining me as host. And thanks to Mark and SK for being guests.
And thanks for having me on, man. It's always a good time.
I'm always wanting to help out however I can, and especially awesome books from awesome people.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
And we got Shane here. It says, from your number one co-host, I say good night to everyone. Sure, buddy.
And don't forget, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Oh lordy. What else? Let's say Saturday. So we'll be seeing you guys again Monday morning for the morning roast. I can't remember. I got people lined up, but I can't remember who right now. I'm too tired. But yeah, we'll see you then. And goodbye, everybody.
Take it easy.